Dark
Hey YouTube, Dark Magician 84 here with another video in the woods. Now, this is a follow-up to my latest channel / deck update. So yeah, as you can probably tell from that game I had with Gungnir the other day, and the first of 4 Dark Magician's Deck Grand Championship spin-off contests that I'm currently uploading. The Magician format will continue, even though there's probably less people now. But yeah, this is just the only way I'm going to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! From now on. Although there is also the boss battles, which don't have to follow a specific format or ban list. I mean, it's just easy to do crossovers with that. I mean, maybe I'll carry on with Common Charity, assuming I find a new locals that actually does it. But yeah, other than that, I'm just not going to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Any other way. Yeah, sorry, no disrespect to anyone, but I'm just so sick and tired of OTK cards, OTK decks, dark bribes on legs, monsters that negate everything, bullshit floodgates like skill drain and mistake, and bullshit hand traps. And I'm also sick and tired of the arguing over these things. Yeah, what happened last week was just the final straw for me. I just can't put up with any of it. I just can't. I mean, even the arguing by itself has just been making me miserable. Whether it's over cards that I hate, decks that I hate, cards and decks that I like, formats, which era was best or which anime was best. Like, it's just so tiresome, and I don't want to hear it anymore. All this does is just create... It just makes everything so toxic and negative, and I just can't put up with it anymore. I just don't want to deal with any more negativity of any kind. I just don't. I think that was everything I wanted to say on that. I mean, I feel like I could expand on this, but I just feel like I'd be repeating myself and just saying things that I already said last time and in previous videos. In other news, regarding retro format decks, I've temporarily changed my Edison format Rainbow Neos deck into a November 2015 format variant of it. Which is surprising, I know, because normally I don't play retro formats from Master Rules 3 and 4 because they're just shit. But I'm making an exception for tonight. In one of the matches I'm going to have with Dark Magic Cup on 1985. As you can tell, I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to complete this Rainbow Neos Lightsworn challenge thing. And speaking of Rainbow Neos, I have decided that once this challenge is done, I am going to make a March 2008 format Rainbow Neos deck. Now technically, when I first made the deck, it was under that list, although it was under the late March 2008 list. So back then we were talking like the format when Duelist Genesis came out and synchros were introduced. But what I'm focusing on is the first half of that format, where just no synchros existed yet, and the fusion deck was still called the extra deck was still called the fusion deck, and there was no limit. But then again, I guess that doesn't matter, since Rainbow Neos is the only fusion that I'll be focusing on anyway. Because back then we didn't have the generic Omni Elemental Hero fusions like Absolute Zero or Gaia. But yeah, I feel like I just want to have a Rainbow Neos deck that I could still play in the GX era. Even though I'd still have that weakness where there's nothing that can search Rainbow Dragon. I mean, yeah, there was still some ridiculously overpowered decks back then, like Lightsworns, Dark Return, Gladiator Beasts, Macro, Monarchs, Demise OTK, but other than that, there were still decks that were just not really unbearable, so to speak. But yeah, playing Rainbow Neos under that ban list is as close as I'm going to get to playing it under the September 07 deck. Because as some know, or probably may not know, anything that came out in Phantom Darkness isn't legal in September 07 format. And Rainbow Neos' original printing was Phantom Darkness. So yeah, playing it in that format just isn't possible. I mean, I don't know if I've got the necessary parts to make that happen, but I feel like I do for the most part. But what I need to check, though, is whether or not cards from Premium Pack 2 are allowed in the first half of March 2008. It depends whenabouts it was released. Whether it was before Duelist Genesis, or the same time, or after. Because I'm thinking about the option of Elemental Hero Woodsman, and the date that the Premium Pack 2 came out does depend on this. Because depending on when it came out, I may or may not be able to use Woodsman. I know it wouldn't have been available like before that emergency ban list where Dimension Fusion got banned and Return from the Different Dimension and Allure got limited. We're talking like May or June 2008. But yeah, I guess it depends whether or not I'd follow the emergency ban list or like the list that came into effect on March 1st, 2008. But we'll see. Like, either way, I'm still thinking about playing a past format Rainbow Neos deck from that point in time. As for Edison, well, I'll still keep my Edison format Spellcaster deck, at least for now, although that's going to be the only Edison deck I have. Well, it's a shame because like I liked having an Edison format Rainbow Neos deck, and when I made the Edison Rainbow Neos deck, like I chose that one specifically because that was when Rainbow Neos was at its most successful, like until 6 years later when I actually won a tag team tournament with that deck, whereas in Edison the best I did was finish second. But yeah, like I said, the Edison Rainbow Neos deck just hasn't been working at all. Like, no matter what I try and do to improve the deck, it just doesn't work. And I just keep bricking. And it's just so infuriating. Like, either just get terrible hands or I just never draw certain cards when I need them. Like, including 3 ridiculous situations in 3 different matches. Like, one match didn't draw Rainbow Dragon, another match didn't draw Polymerization or a way to search it, and in another one I didn't even draw Neos or any way to search it. Like, how does that even happen when I've got 3 E-cores, a Stratos and a Rotor, like multiple ways to get to Neos? Like, I know Rotor can't search Neos, but it can search Stratos, which in turn searches the Neos. Just, how does that even happen? I've just had enough. And yet I'm thinking about playing Rainbow Neos under an even earlier format, and knowing my luck, that probably won't work either. But then again, I won't know unless I try. Oh. Hello. Yeah, dog walker. I don't know if I'll get another deck for Edison. I have been thinking about bringing back my Edison format Elemental Hero deck, or doing something which either I thought of or Dark Magic Couple 1985 thought of, or maybe we both thought of it, I don't know. And that is like have a mixture of Rainbow Neos and Elemental Heroes. Then again, if I go the route of making a March 2008 Rainbow Neos deck, then I need to pick up more copies of Neos, Rainbow Dragon and Rainbow Neos, and more polys. But of course, regarding a mixture of Elemental Heroes and Rainbow Neos, at least in a retro format, there's just two problems with that. One, Rainbow Dragon is a brick. I literally can't do anything with it except fuse it with Elemental Hero Neos. So, yeah, unless I've got Neos and polymerization in hand along with the Rainbow Dragon, then it's just a dead card that's sitting in my hand and can just be a dead draw when, especially in a situation where I'd want to top deck Miracle Fusion. So, yeah, that would be really frustrating. And the other problem is, regardless of whether this plan works or not, the generic Elemental Hero plays would just take away from the whole point of the deck, which is to get out Rainbow Neos. I mean, what if, I use up all my copies of polymerization, getting out an Elemental Hero Fusion, only to be left with nothing to be able to fuse Neos and Rainbow Dragon with? It would just be a bit too awkward, unless, of course, I also run Fusion Recovery and good old Rottweiler. But even then, as much as I like Rottweiler, it's kind of awkward to use because it needs to be destroyed in battle and sent to the graveyard to be able to recycle an Elemental Hero and a polymerization. Plus, if I have any Elemental Heroes in grave and no polys, or vice versa, then the effect can't activate. So I'm not sure what to do there. Of course, I'm still considering just not bothering with Edison at all anymore, but then again, I'd feel bad because Dark Magic Couple and Gungnir have Edison decks, and I wouldn't, and they wouldn't be able to have Edison games with me anymore if I just outright quit. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm still deciding about that. But yeah, that's literally all I got, and this ended up being a longer video than I thought it would be. So yeah, thanks for watching, stay safe, and stay tuned for games with Dark Magic Couple 1985. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Magician YouTube channel.